Hey guys, Mike here. So another interesting day in the market where the SPY was definitely stronger than the QQQ because tech was getting hit today along with semiconductors once again. But as usual, the show must go on, and all these markets are trying to do right now is navigate around what is supposedly going to be a rate cut and how much. And what's amazing is, you look at this right here. Yesterday it was 50-50. Today it went up 63%. They're expecting a 50 basis point cut, and this could change tomorrow, but Wednesday is the day. And we're going to go into the charts as usual, but also something I don't know if you've noticed happening, but what you're seeing right now is this front run, right? Whether it's a front run, whether it's going to be a continuation, whatever, but anything is rate sensitive like credit cards, so Mastercard, Visa, right, just busting out big time, right? These were trending down for quite a while, and all of a sudden the laggards are starting to become the leaders. You get SOFI. It had busted out, now coming back over the last week, starting to bust out again. So they're trying to either front run it. Again, it could be a continuation of the rate cuts. It's been so long as we've been through them, we'll find out. Affirm, obviously, massive move up on this one. I guess I was talking to people and they're saying, buy now, pay later is like everywhere now. And so this is another one, but just keep in mind, this stock has been destroyed. I mean, this thing is a mess still. But, nice comeback again. Anything rate sensitive, it seems like, is starting to get bought up. KRE is another one. Like, is it going to continue up in this channel is the big question. Because remember, it was the bond portfolios that brought these to their heels, or to their knees, I should say. And so you would think rate cuts, of course, bonds and yields go in opposite directions. So you would think that would help with their bond portfolios, plus bring back business to them, because regional banks do a whole lot of business for the public when it comes to these loans. You look at Zillow, then you look at Zillow, the real estate companies. Obviously, these things are getting just absolutely sent parabolic right now. I mean, look at that. That was the last couple of days. Like, holy moly. And so, because it makes sense, right? The mortgage rates are already dropping. If they start cutting, the mortgage rates will probably drop more. Maybe it finally opens up the market. That's what we're going to have to find out, especially when it comes to like refi stuff. Maybe that'll also help your regional banks if they get into all that fun stuff. And so there's many others out there. Put down in the comments, which one you're looking at as far as like what's rate sensitive or what should actually start to be a leader or whatever in this market. Also, you see companies that are just another one, just hammered down Unity, right? Most people ain't even heard of this one before. I've watched it forever. Look at that volume, this massive volume coming over in like 3 days here. Looks like an inverse head and shoulders. And we'll look at what they're doing. But with this one, same thing. You finally find one that's just hammered down. I'll show you how much it's beat down. I mean, this has been a garbage stock, right? But what are they doing? Price upgrades over the last 3 to 4 days. Price upgrades, price upgrades, price upgrades. Let's push it up, guys. Come on, here we go. That's why you're seeing the volume push it up. But if you look at this one, massacred. Oof. Down 94% at the bottom right there. Still down 90% even after a 20% move up, which is just amazing. You see, this ain't even like that. We thought that was stage one was going to break out. It fell below that. I mean, this thing has been hot garbage, brother. Think of where the market's been, right? And you see these spikes, spike it up and they drop it right back down. But when you look, you see why it's moving so fast. It's setting in one of these volume gaps, right? I mean, you can see, so this thing can still go up to around 24, 25 bucks, which is a decent ways away, but then it's going to run to a buzzsaw, right? Plenty of resistance right there for sure. But again, still amazes me, these stocks that still hadn't even broke out stage one yet. All right, you can see all the moving averages. That 200 is right there where that volume gap's basically going to close right there. And so, we'll see if they're going to continue to move this and up. But I've noticed that's what you've been seeing, especially the last week, is they're just buying up either garbage stocks that are hammered down, stocks that are going to be, maybe, again, helped by the rate cuts. We'll see if it's going to be continuation or just pumping it or whatever. But let me know what you think in the comments. But again, what they do, I mean, today was like a nothing burger for the SPY. I mean, it just sits there right below that trend line, right? Nothing happened, up a few percent. Okay, but what did happen, big time, RSP, new all-time high. Didn't even notice when I was preparing this video, it's so quiet. But there it is, once again. So this is the equal weighted ETF. Okay, so let you know, you saw tech down today, and so that's why the SPY wasn't really moving big time, but this set an all-time new high. And we said it can't, the SPY is not going to all-time new highs without the RSP hitting new all-time highs, okay? And it's not very far away. When I'm talking about the SPY here, and you see the QQEW, no, what are they doing? Continuing to wedge this. Is it going to break out? That's what we're going to find out, right? Are they going to keep it wedged until rate cut day? That's really the bigger question. You look over here and you can see what I'm talking about with the QQQ, right? I mean, the QQEW is lagging way behind RSP. So is QQQ because of tech and semiconductor still being hammered down, right? IWM, this one right here actually closed like right on top of the top part of this wedge. Okay, and you would think if anything would have a positive effect on rate cuts, it would be small caps. That's what you would think. And so we're going to get to find out. Now, Apple, you might notice, again, down almost 3% one time today. All it was maybe people finally figured out their iPhones are the same iPhones, just with a better camera. Maybe that's what happened. And it's just this thing about pre-orders being down about 12% when you compare it to the last time they rolled out the iPhone and everything. So people, of course, are like, oh my goodness, and they aren't cheap, but that obviously is not a great thing. And so, and the competition in China is intensifying. Okay, they have some company over there that's producing, I believe it's an Android type phone. And it's a flip phone, and so they're picking up market share over there. And China is a big market for Apple. Okay, and when you look at this one, what do you see? Right off the bat, you see it's another one that's just wedging. Right, it has lower highs, but does not have lower lows. Okay, so we're going with the lower highs, higher lows, no matter where you want to draw this at. And so that's where we're at. So, and then these can break pretty much either way. And so you're going to see, a lot of this is going to depend on Wednesday, whether it's a sell the news event. And nobody truly knows that. A lot of people are going to say, oh, I know it. That's what's going to happen. No, but you can see the RSI on the daily is below 50. That's not where you want to be on the daily, but the weekly was still good. Okay, and so we'll see if they're going to bring it all the way down or not. Or we get another nothing burger tomorrow and stuff like that. That's where we'll get to find out. But, Apple obviously heavily weighted. And so the Qs really need Apple to turn back up along with semiconductors, okay? Now you look at Google. It's another one. It's a falling wedge. Normally these break to the upside. You can see it is attempting a breakout right here. And so we talked about this, I guess, going on, this will be the third or fourth day now. On the daily, though, you want to make sure you get above the 50 to make sure bulls are back in charge. You can see right there, did not get above 50 on that rally. Boom, sold back off. Right here, another rally. Didn't get above 50, sold back off. When you look back, when you have the last falling wedge, you can see it broke out. RSI got above 50, and away we go, right? Going to the moon, Alice, okay? And so that above 50 right there definitely signifies it. So we'll see if we end up getting that one. Also, if you look right here, today it's sitting on the 200, okay? So it was below it, sitting on it, closed right on it today. So you could see this breakout right here going on for Google to continue. I know a lot of people have been buying this one for the last probably 4 or 5 days because it had got down so much and it was just a huge laggard, right? You look at volume profile and why can it go up even faster to around $164? Because it's approaching the volume gap. That's why. Okay, so watch out for this one again. Now, Palantir continues to go into, it's not no man's land because if you look back over here, again, it's been this high when it IPO'd and when it was going crazy in 2021, but it's not many days. It's probably, I think that's like 9 days or something above this level. And so you can see 39.11 is your next support or resistance, excuse me. So you can see 39.11 is your next resistance right there. And then, it could have shoot to 45. Yeah, absolutely. There's not really any resistance up here. That's what you got to remember. And then when you look at your momentum, this is momentum stock. And so stochastic looks good. Is it in overbought territory? Absolutely it is. So could you see some slowdown? Sure. It's tested that trend line multiple times. But when you look at this, as long as it don't break back down below that trend line, to fill that gap, you're fine. If it does come back down, most likely it's just going to come down and fill the gap. So this one's been getting a whole lot of love. Coming into it, I know it won another contract, I believe, yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. And so, AI play, defensive play, whatever you want to put into it, it's kind of checks both boxes. So that's what you're looking at with Palantir right there. When you come over here and look at Shop, this is another one people think rate cuts would help, right? And e-commerce and RSI is above 50. Stochastic looking pretty good. It got above that 200 after being rejected multiple times. And so this one, if it continues to push higher, look at that 0.79 field, which puts you around 74. Then from there, you go into 77.86 if this continues to push up, okay? You can look over here and you can see it right there better. It's right there on the 200, okay? And I don't know, let me know in the comments. You think this is one of those that the rate cuts would help, right? Look over here, the semiconductors, ARM, we talked about this. Perfect spot for rejection. That's what we got. No shocker there. MU still hadn't came up, even touched that one yet. SMCI was sitting right there on that trend line, and it gets rejected. So, good rejection spots. AMD, again, we said was at resistance, plus it was sitting right there on the moving average. This was actually up today and then sold back off later on in the afternoon, but it's sitting there with all of these and got rejected right there at the 100 moving average. All these moving averages, so it is above the 50, sitting below the 100 now. Definitely one of the strong ones coming out of this for sure. And then you look at NVIDIA itself, sitting in this shaded area. These would come into play pretty well. And then we look over here, 21 EMA is the big one to stay ahead of, and so far, when we check this up and look at it, you can see it is still above the 21 EMA right here. It is below, we're going to pull up the 50 moving average. It is below the 50 moving average right there, so it's wedged right in between the 21 EMA and the 50 moving average. Okay, so look for either a bounce or a break below. If it breaks below the 21, then you're probably going to get multiple days of failure on this one right here, because normally when we break above the 21, we get one candle close above, we get continuation. We're not getting that right now. Okay, so something to keep a close eye on. That's why the Qs are lagging so much. Okay, now when you come over here and look at tomorrow, important information: core retail sales month over month, industrial production, business inventories, NAHB housing market index. It's going to be some, but really it's the retail sales to see how we are holding up is what you're going to be looking at on this one. Okay, so anyway, hope you guys got something out of it. Please hit the like, subscribe button on your way out. Let me know what you think is going to happen tomorrow. If it's going to be another dud, or maybe we get a front run going into FOMC on Wednesday. Feel free to sign up for the membership and stuff. I have a pretty interesting video you might enjoy tomorrow on rate cuts, as a matter of fact. But there's what your morning news brief looks like, and it contains everything you can imagine. So anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow, so have a great night.